Clients poaching staff. So actually, a client who phones up a member of your staff and says, "Can you come and do my hair at home?" Now, I've got to be honest. I've experienced this from staff members, and I've certainly heard of this. Is this quite a common problem, do you think, George?
I think, especially with price increases because of COVID, I think that, yeah, it is. And that's why I always strongly suggest, my lot are self-employed, so effectively it's their clients anyway. So if they, to be legal, they've got to do a second source of hair anyway, which would be home hair. But my advice would always be to make the salon experience so great that in actual fact, home hair is just not going to cut it.
What about
That's
you, Jordana? Is there anything you can do about that in terms of it's a client who is approaching your staff member to go and do their hair at home?
I would say maybe you can't interject. However, what you can do is have a chat with the staff member to see how they dealt with it. And a lot of my team, the way they deal with it is just saying that I'm afraid that's just a breach of our contract, and for various reasons I can't offer that to you. Whether they say that when you're not there, I don't know. But when clients ask us that on the phone, we do tell them, I'm afraid that's a breach of contract. We let them know, because the same way you can't go up to in on a photo shoot, you can't ask for like the pictures directly. It's just common knowledge, and if they don't know it, then you have to just tell them.
Yeah, I know. Just flag
yeah.
this up, Emma. Hiya, Emma. It's most common now from COVID. I think it is a more common problem. It's easy for clients to get in touch with staff members now, where years ago it was a little bit more tricky. You had to just get their number, or it was a case of doing it whilst in the salon. Yeah, could come round. But let's be honest, everybody's got an Instagram account now,
Yeah.
George, and
Yeah.
just drop them a DM. Can you come and do it at my place?
It's easy.
It is
Easy to
easy.
find people now. And that's why I say you have to be, actually, we have to be more exceptional as a service and as a business than we have ever been before, because accessibility from the clients is so much easier now. So much easier.
But is there a problem for a stylist? So, a lot of younger hairdressers who may think, look, I want to top up my money. Uh, is there a problem with them going off and doing that from time to time, Jordana?
Definitely. I mean, it has the client walked through the door because of the salon that you're paying the rent for, and the space that you have created, and the marketing that you have backed? Or are they coming to your staff member because they're a friend of their housemate or a friend of a boyfriend? That's very different. And we chat openly about this at work, and we say, look, if you're not the kind of person that doesn't like doing your home hair clients, because everyone has them, they might be your cousins or your friends of friends, that's fine. But if you don't want to do it at home, bring them into work and we'll give them a friends and family discount of 30%. And that encourages a culture of kind of, okay, I'll just bring them to work sort of thing, because you've got all the products there and it's less hassle. But yeah, definitely. I've
It
got my
always
own
comes
home hair
down to this
clients.
bit again, doesn't it? It's a really difficult one from a salon owner's point of view. Absolutely, they've come through the marketing, through the reputation of your salon, but then a client becomes loyal to a stylist. This is always been a real
Yeah.
big issue that we've had, isn't it? That actually I've come to Cabela because I love Cabela. I've come to Society by Georgia Bell because I love that salon. But then that's the difficult, and this is really how a lot of self-employed hairdressers, and probably who they work for you, George, their business has maybe come from them working at a salon, come to you with their clientele.
And that's why I have to try and ensure, I mean, it's a little bit different with mine because we all built together. So we built up together, but that's why I have to try and ensure that everyone's busy all the time. People are charging 115 quid for a cut and colour. So then why on earth would you go round to Maureen's house and charge her 30 quid for a roots and a blow dry? Because
But
actually, by the time you took your product cost off, you've earned 20 quid and you've got a taxi there. What's the
But
point?
look, I'm just putting it out there. And by the way, these aren't my opinions. It's just as I think about things, and we've got to flip it around a little bit here. But as salon owners, and you've just took on a new staff member, Jordana, and they've come
Yeah.
with this clientele that maybe they've just took from their previous salon. Are you going to say, well, look, I don't find that acceptable?
No, but am I ever going to see those clients as mine? maybe not, because I'll
So
have it
they
in the
belong
back
to
of my
that
head.
stylist then, because they come with that stylist.
If any stylist is self-employed, then the clients belong
Yeah,
to
but
that
they're not
stylist. Why would it be
we're not
illegal?
all self-employed here, Georgia. I'm talking about stylists that arrive with clients. So they've gone to that and they've gone to the new salon, which the salon hasn't marketed for that client to come to that salon. They've just travelled with the stylist. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
I would say it's that stylist, to be honest. I would
Yeah,
say
Would
that,
you,
and I think
Jordana?
that stylist has worked hard to build that rapport, and that stylist has grafted, and that's that stylist client. And do you know, I as a salon owner would probably see it as that stylist client, because I'd have it in the back of my head, if she ever leaves, that client is definitely going to go with her.
Yeah.
So
yeah, me too.
So it's a bit like that losing clients again, isn't it? That you're
Yeah.
gonna, if I've had staff members that I think of, and that they've kind of their clients have gone with them because they've just become attached to that stylist, and maybe we just have to sort of say, well, that's how it is, and we've just got to make sure that we bring in new clients. It's that ever evolving, isn't it, George?
But what I'm saying is, if you create a brand so strong and you create the belief within your clients that actually it doesn't matter whatever chair you sit in, that hair is going to be amazing, because your level of training and your level of customer care and the brand that you're putting out and everything you do, it makes it less about the stylist and more about the experience and the brand that you're buying into.
Okay.
Because I don't care who makes my clothes at Vivienne Westwood, it's Vivienne Westwood, so I'll buy it regardless. Do you know what I mean?
But hairdressers is a little bit more designed, because the hairdresser who's joined you as a self-employed hasn't been trained by Georgia Bell.
good
So
point.
Yeah,
so it's not like
it
they've
will
been.
be.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You've got a stylist that actually, they've come from another top salon. They're
Yeah.
bringing that top salon, their work with them to your brand, Jordana.
I'm just going to read out a comment by Emma. They come back to salon so often, seeing it so much, they miss the whole package. Yes, every client finds their stylist, but then the stylist often takes advantage and gives them subpar service at home.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, mate.
What's Ryan got here? Only hair I do outside of my salon where I'm employed is hair extensions, and that's because the salon doesn't offer them services. That's a great point, actually. If the salon isn't offering them services and you can provide that service, then that's acceptable, isn't it?
Dom, I remember those days when I used to straddle my clients over the bath rinsing the hair, and I know 100% of them would never want to go back to that. That's all I can say on the matter.
It's not the same, is it? It's not the same experience, and also for a lot, I'm getting a little bit concerned for some of the freelance mobile hairdressers out there, because if they do it too prematurely, i.e. within the first 5 years of graduating, then you run the risk of not having that salon buzz and environment and learning with other people and being in a creative environment where you can be like, do you know what, I'm going to try that, and how would you deal with this colour, and collaborating. And that concerns me. Obviously there's loads of people that do it and they're amazing, but generally speaking, people really only go freelance after about 10 years. But we're starting to see people do it quite early on, which is concerning, because it can prohibit you from progressing.
But we have to remember that there are all types of different avenues in our industry, and we have lots of people of freelance, self-employed, and it's such a divided different topic.
And there's nothing wrong with any of those.
There isn't. I think that's what is so amazing about our industry, is the diversity of it. And I think whatever it comes back to, it's just about doing things professionally, being considerate to people that are around you, who you may work for, who then you move on. I think it's just about being professional. Self-employed, employed, everything is going to suit the salon of that choice. If you are an employed salon, you're going to be more towards the employed. If you're a self-employed salon, you're going to be more towards that. And I think I don't think there's any right or wrong in it. I think it's just about doing things professionally. So great comments. So, it's a topic in itself we're just going into, and maybe is that something else. But